I just needed a video to post while my creativity comes back because I've been trying to write the script for this one video. I can't come up with anything. Anyways, so yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I started playing Fortnite again, and I'll be honest, the game's not that bad. And the Enforcer AR is also one of like the best guns to ever exist. Years ago, right? Because Fortnite realized they can't just go on forever with just Battle Royale, all that stuff. They added 3 new game modes: Lego Fortnite, Fortnite Festival, and Rocket Racing. Now, some of these, you know, they perform better than others. They are better than others, but at the same time, it's just really, really hard to be as bad as Rocket Racing. But there is some other modes aside from these 3, some older, some newer, like Ballistic, Blitz, Reload, OG.
Dream, sniping,
and also, you know, you probably don't know this one. It's just called Save the World. It's free. Most of the names don't really, you know, describe them well, except for maybe like, I don't know, the racing one. Yeah, I don't know. But what really are these game modes, and are they any good? Now, only reason I'm starting off with this one is because I'm kind of writing the script at school right now, but I'm in study also, you know, it's fine. But basically, this is a game mode that, you know, I usually play when I do play Fortnite, but what is it? It's just like, imagine if they took Counter-Strike or Valorant, whatever type of game, you know, whatever game you want, put it in Fortnite, okay? They have 9 different abilities, you know, it's like gadgets, basically. And they're all used for different things, you know, some are used for, I'd say, roaming, some, you know, rushing,
or are you a driver?
You know, defending, all that stuff. It just really depends. It's the basic kind of Counter-Strike gameplay that, you know, you mostly know. You get into the game, you buy your weapons, you're either attack or defense. If you're defense, you defend A or B. If you're attack, you rush in, plant the bomb, and die. Now, this is where the Enforcer AR really shines. It's just it has an ACOG, you know? So that really does make it the best weapon in the game. And I'd say that the damage is actually, I feel like it's a little bumped up on here. I don't know. I mean, you don't have as much damage as you do on like Battle Royale, so it's definitely, you know, a lot better. Enough of that though. This one released 2 years ago, December 11th, 2024, and it was the worst thing ever. The game was buggy. There was only one map. The servers apparently broke instantly. That kind of sucks because, you know, I'm a big fan of Ballistic. I think it's a fun game mode. And if you're watching this show, maybe you just want to check it out. Maybe then, like, you know, Fortnite, whoever's making it, maybe they'll like care about it. But I'd say the state of the game right now, yeah, a little lackluster, you know, for it being over a year old. And I say that because, well, there isn't much new content. It's still a good game, but in the past, you know, almost 2 years, there's only been 3 new maps and only 1 being finished. But, you know, I'll say that map does look really good. 2 new guns, 1 being the drum gun with an iron sight and the machine pistol. But both of those, I'm gonna be honest, they're not my favorite guns. And 2 new flex gadgets, which are those special abilities I was talking about earlier. They did have an unranked mode, which is taken out during like December. But for a while, they had unranked gone, and it was replaced with testing grounds, which is basically like, you know, testing ground. You get to test out new weapons, new all that. And that mode basically was like the replacement for unranked until, you know, a few months ago they like vaulted it, brought unranked back, and just for unranked to go away. And there's no testing grounds now, so it's just ranked. Honestly, I feel like Ballistic has some of the best potential out of all the game modes here. And, you know, maybe if they, you know, cared about it more, it'd be up there, you know, stuff like Battle Royale and Reload. I'm gonna say this right now. This is not a spoiler or anything. Rocket Racing is the worst game mode ever. I'd rather spend 24 hours on the Steal a Brain Rot game mode than spend 24 hours on Rocket Racing, okay? It's just like, it's a good game to play if you're bored for maybe like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 15 at max, so. Now, Rocket Racing was developed by Psyonix, which is the same company that made Rocket League, except instead of playing soccer with cars, you're racing with cars. Now, I'd say the physics are kind of similar to Rocket League, but at the same time, I haven't played Rocket League since, like, pre-COVID time, so, you know, I don't really know how the game's, you know, physics are. But I'd say those physics, you know, they're not the best for racing games. Now, you get boost, drifting, you can fly, you can boost, you know, there's a lot of fun parts, you know, about the map, I guess. Overall, it's a cool little game mode, but just not something, like I said, you can sit down and play for more than 10 minutes. Clearly, I'm not the only one. Looking at the player count, you can already see it's not doing so well. They have an average, like 900 players a day, and most people play for like 5 minutes, which is 5 minutes less than 10. if you just look at the graph right here, you see last year the playtime was a lot more than what it is now. Only
40
minutes, but compared to 5, it looks like, you know, it looks massive. Anyways, what really happened to Rocket Racing? Is there anything else about this game aside from it just being boring? Now, I found a really well-written explanation on Reddit on how this game fell off, why it's so bad, and because I don't know how to reword it, I'm just gonna steal the entire thing. I think it's because if you compare it to any other big-name racer, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's too serious to be a Mario Kart / Sonic racing type game. It doesn't have the power-ups that make those games so silly and fun that isolates out a big chunk of players that like that style of game. And then flip it around and it has too many gimmicks to attract the serious racer fans that play games like Forza, Need for Speed, and whatnot. In my opinion, Rocket Racing just doesn't know what it really wants to be, and that caused the player base to rupture. All this to say, I do enjoy the mode quite a bit. I just wish it got a little more love and either went all in on the kart racer style, or just a normal racing game, which honestly doesn't fit Fortnite's whole aesthetic. Anyways, yeah, Rocket Racing's low-key mid. So there's like a small game made by Activision. It's called Call of Duty Warzone. Just like imagine Call of Duty if it was free and just was a copy-paste of every new Call of Duty. Anyways, have you heard of the Resurgence game mode? Imagine that, except Fortnite, right? Fortnite Reload definitely deserves the fame. It's the second most played game mode aside from Battle Royale. It's pretty fast-paced and the loot pool is, you know, pretty good. They got, you know, pumps. I don't know what Fortnite lore I missed out, but they have like more fight. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Weapons. So far, I know for the more fight guns, it's just the tactical shotgun, the pump, this one SMG, the Scar. You know, thank God they still have the shockwaves because, you know, the jump pads, they aren't the best. They even made Nick A30 swear it was bad. They also have some more special weapons like those super annoying gauntlets, the grappler, and the Scar. You know, I already said that, but it's crazy. Now, my very first time playing it, it was horrible. I kept getting dogged on because, you know, I used to, I mean, I still do, but I was really bad at Fortnite, right? And there was really nothing I could do because my only teammate Trey gets off after one bad game, and that was my last time playing it. Once they added solos, though, I played it a few times here and there, but I never got really far. I was maybe like top like 30 or something. I don't really know. But when making this video, I decided to play it again, just get a feel for the game. And since, you know, I've actually been, you know, playing Fortnite a bit, you know, before I got like absolutely pummeled to the ground by those stupid gauntlets, I actually got second place. Low-key, it was my fault. I had a pump shotgun. He was only at 40 HP, but for some reason, I could not hit him. But I actually had fun playing it. Yeah, anyways, I don't really got anything else to say about this. Basic summary, Battle Royale on small maps, respawns, and good loophole.
We interrupt this program to
I'm going to say this. I'm a little bad at, you know, script writing sometimes. I'll be writing something, and I'll be like, you know, my passion for next two subjects are going to be, you know, probably only like 5 minutes long. Anyways. I remember when this thing first came out, me and my buddies, you know, Trey number 2, there's 2 Treys, Elijah, I don't really know. You know, we played it, we had fun. It's basically like Guitar Hero, I guess, if you could emote as Goku during the song. I'll say this, out of all the game modes aside from Save the World, this one had the biggest impact on Fortnite as a whole. Before this, you know, Fortnite had lobby music, now that's really all they had. Now look at this now. You can make mashups of any song you know in the lobby, in game, anywhere if it's allowed, you know. You can play music based on what you're doing, so, you know, I'm pretty happy now. I can listen to Soulja Boy while I'm driving out of the battle bus and, you know, listen to Hatsune Miku when I win. Aside from that, we've gotten a lot of new, you know, skins and emotes from this. And honestly, I think just based on that, this is a pretty good game mode because from what it's done, it's more of like a more smaller niche thing, I guess. All of its game modes combined have a total of 6K players when I check, which probably is average. I don't feel like checking right now. I'm sorry. I mean, it's really nothing, you know, crazy special. I'd say it's a pretty good game mode, though. This is the most boring thing ever created on release. Me and my friends played this. We could not go 20 minutes without quitting. But that was years ago. I really don't know how it is now. I played it a couple weeks ago. Kind of interesting. Played for like 40 minutes this time, which is 2 times more. It's, you know, bigger and better game, and it's the reason why I can do the party hips emote. That's Kai from Ninjago now. Honestly, I don't really know what else to say about this. I don't have the time, nor do I want to spend 2 hours on Lego Fortnite, because it's just like, I could spend 2 hours on Reload, dude. Like, what's going on? Anyways, yeah, so in total, it's better than Rocket Racing. Do you remember how it felt to play Fortnite back in 2018? How it felt to be an OG in Season 1? Do you remember? Because I kind of do a little bit. I have videos of it, but everyone loved it. And then, do you remember how you feel when the live event came out? You might have been the kid who punched your TV. But Chapter 2 came out, and everyone loved it. But of course, people missed Chapter 1. They missed the weapons, the map, everything about it. They missed the style, everything. And 3 years after everybody asked, Fortnite decided to go back to Chapter 1. November 3rd, 2023. Season OG. Fortnite's first mini season. This is when I started playing again. This is also when I made my brand new account. Anyways, this gave players a chance to relive Fortnite Chapter 1 one last time. Fortnite peaked again. People loved it, but nothing built lasts forever, and the season ended along with Chapter 4. And luckily, the first 2 seasons of Chapter 5 were pretty decent. I kind of forgot what seasons were in Chapter 5. I think it was the Greek season and the season after the Greek season, but they were pretty good. So because of those seasons being kind of decent, some people who played OG just because they wanted to play OG Fortnite, where they came back and they came to stay for a little bit until the game finally fell off again. But because Fortnite realized clearly their new seasons are not it, and because people love nostalgia and they love to get nostalgia baited, and then Fortnite did it again. Same month, November, I don't know what date, Chapter 2 comes out for a mini season. And once again, people loved it so much. People came back and played the seasons after it, same thing. But the people who played the seasons after, they weren't just playing for Fortnite. They were playing for the brand new game mode on December 6th. Because Epic realized, okay, what do we do to get all of our player base back without them leaving in a span of 4 months after the OG season? We're going to bring back Fortnite OG permanently, starting from Chapter 1, Season 1.
Legal
and
age.
the season's advancing each month. So far, we're in Season 7 right now. I don't know how that makes sense. The game mode came out 13 months ago. But, I mean, I don't really know. Aside from that, I mean, there really isn't much about it aside from that. And then Chapter 1, if we had reboot bans and, the better movement that we have now. And honestly, that's pretty good. They've stayed true to almost everything Chapter 1 had. They had the guided missiles, the little zap gun thing, the infinity blade, but it's kind of nerfed. Double pumping, yeah. It really boomed when it first came out, because it's like, yo, Fortnite OG's really back. We're going back to Season 1, guys. And the thing is with that, there were a lot of people who never stopped playing Fortnite after Chapter 1, and after Chapter 2, and after Chapter 3, and the chapters after that. My first game on it, which was like the day it came out, me and my squad, we only lasted like a minute and 20 seconds. It was horrible. There were so many just like sweats everywhere, dude. I guess people thought it was gonna be like a safe haven. No, bro, it was bad, dude. There were so many sweats. I couldn't last. I couldn't do it. But overall, it's the 3rd most played game mode out of all of them, and I can see why. 15 years ago, in 2011, at the Spike Video Games Award, Epic Games announced something brand new. 2017, July 25th. For the PS4, Xbox One, Windows, and macOS, the game was officially released. And then, in that same year, so was Battle Royale. There was a story to the game, and the game itself was pretty good, pretty entertaining, pretty fun. The point of that game was, you hop into a mission, spend the first 5-10 minutes it gives you trying to find and protecting a base, and it worked. The game was fun, but Battle Royale, it was funner. People probably got exposed to Save the World because of Battle Royale. Now, in around 2019, 2020, 9 years after the initial announcement of the paid game Save the World, Epic Games announced that Save the World was going to become free. And honestly, that would have done the game a lot of justice.
Because I recorded this video in January, right? All the stuff that I said is low-key outdated. So, basically, what happened with Save the World, I think it was literally like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, Fortnite randomly got up and just decided to just start updating Save the World, and then decided it's going to become free, I think April 18th, which is 12 days from now. I don't really know. That's all I got to say, yeah.
Because not everyone probably even knows how to buy Save the World, and if you want to, it's stuck all the way at the bottom of the item shop. You'll find it. It's like $20. you get a skin with it too, and like 15k V-Bucks. But okay, hold up, wait, 1500, my bad. The game right now, the state it's in, it's like a memorial of what Fortnite used to be, and I love it for that. The 3D lobbies, old shop UI, old UI entirely, the feel, the style of the game, it just reminds me of how it used to feel playing Fortnite. But see, Fortnite, they're a bunch of little liars, you know. They said the game was gonna be free, but I just told you how to buy the game. So let's put 2 and 2 together. They never did it. See, at the time they announced this, Save the World was still not finished, and the storyline was cut short in 2022, along with the Twine Peaks DLC, which was canceled. They opted out for a more seasonal rotation of already existing items, and honestly, I think Save the World's pretty fun. Have I gotten any far on it? No. Honestly, only way I'd probably end up playing it is if I still have my Founders Edition, and if I need that 900 V-Bucks that I still haven't claimed.
Yo, John!
Honestly, I just wanted to add this part because in the middle of making this video, Fortnite decided to combine every ranked and 0 build onto like one, so it's not just like... So in conclusion, there's a good amount of different game modes Fortnite has now. RIP Playground. But what do I think is the best? I mean, honestly, I thought it'd be kind of obvious, but Ballistic. Yeah, it's not as popular as the other game modes, but it has the most potential. So if any Epic employees are watching this, please remove the jump.
Fortnite is shutting down its extra modes and just laid off over 1,000 employees.
Anyways, yeah, I'll see
I'm an
you
alcoholic.
I don't need security, bitch. I keep that Draco when I spill. Niggas, bitches, they'll talk about you, but never say how they feel. Fuck a gang, and if you walk with me, don't count, just keep it real. I ain't gon' speak on what I did, his ass know how that hot shit feel. Leave him stainless with the scale. Hold them head, shit for real. Call no shots, but if you fuck with me, little boy, I get you killed. Who you kill, bitch, be for real. Bitch, we winning in that pill. All that nigga do is rap, his ass ain't never did it.